What up collectors, it's the Clipper King returning for another in-depth review on a new figure to me. It's the Spider-Man 3 black suit version of Spider-Man. Just talk you through what I've got set up here. As you can see, got the black suit version set up. I've still got the red and blue suit version set up because I am going to use that for comparisons as we go. And then also, as you've seen, or should have seen by now, I did do the Peter Parker custom. I'm not going to talk about the custom in depth because I do intend to do a review of that figure on its own, but obviously because the head came with this set, I'm going to refer to it, and it will probably be seen around the figure as I do it, and obviously the Sandman base. So I don't want to waste much time. I'm going to score the source material now. I'm going to say I do like the Spider-Man 3 film a little bit more so than other people. Got pretty slagged off as I understand it, but there's a couple of scenes in it that's a bit cringe-worthy. The one where he's dancing and so on, acting a little bit too fucking gay for his son. But all in all, it's good. And I do like when he converts to the black suits. I think the black suit looks a little bit cooler, and obviously it makes him more powerful as well. So, but also take into account it is Spider-Man, so we all know he's a fucking double cool bastard. So I'm going to give the source material a 4 out of 5. If it had just been a Spider-Man from any of the films, I would have given him 5. But like I say, I'm taking into account the fact that it comes from the part 3 of the film. So yeah, source material 4 out of 5. Right, rolling on to the packaging. I'm not going to waste too much time here because I'm noticing people don't really like the packaging section anyway. But I do want to show potential buyers how it comes and what you do get for your money, sort of thing. So very similar looking to the red and blue box. Anybody seen it? The spider is different because the forelegs on the other spider will just go straight up. It's got more menacing look like the suit has, so it's very in theme. As you can see, there's a gloss look to the honeycomb effect, which is cool. The spider's raised up, the webbing lines are raised up slightly, and you get your graphics there. Obviously it's a black background with like a sort of silvery white sheen. Down one side you get the Spider-Man shot. Down the other side you get the Peter Parker shot. Nice shot. Inside you do get the inlay poster sort of thing, and yeah, it houses the figure really nice. I'll just show you the depth of the box. You can see it's quite wide, which is obvious because the Sandman base is fucking huge, and that's in pieces in the bottom tray. I'm not going to mess about opening it all. Like I said, I just pretty much want to give you a look at how it comes. So to score the box, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Just for the simple reason is it's a functional box. It's in line with the other Marvel boxes, shoebox style, but it's not really reinventing the wheel. There's nothing new about it really. So yeah, like I said, 4 out of 5 for the packaging. Right, rolling on to the likeness. I am going to get in close to show you some detail, obviously on the webbing and on his eyes and what have you. As you can see, I've got imposed on the Sandman base. I'm going to talk about the Sandman base when we get to the extras, and I'm also going to take into account the Peter Parker sculpt on the likeness, although the score of that will be on the extras, like I say. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the setup in every one I do, but also talk about just what comes with the set kind of thing. Right, so the likeness. As you can see, they've captured it really well. Let's see if we can get some detail. The eyes looking fucking awesome, like they did on the last version. You can see they've got like the cross arch kind of thing. You can see the reflective sections on the honeycomb suit, and then obviously the raised up rubber webbing. The different style spider, I'll show that when I get to the outfit compared to the old one. Yeah, so really in the likeness, I'm just taking into to account the physique and probably the shape of the head. But I really like it on this one, probably more so than on the first version, because on the first version, as you move the head around, the mask would sort of do strange things. It'd either rock up under the chin, or it'd like create a bump down the seam of the head, where this one never seems to. it's perfectly in shape all the time, and obviously because the head is one piece that you can detach now, I think they've got it right on this one and they got it wrong on the first one. So the seam's not noticeable, obviously, because it's black on black, so you never really see the cut unless you're really looking for it. But yeah, I really like it. It's cool as fuck. The hands, the plastic on the hands sort of matches the colour of the suit pretty well. Obviously not bang on because it's two different materials, but you can't really grumble. But yeah, the likeness I think is awesome, and like I said, I don't know if it's the novelty or because you don't see it all the time, but I really do like the black suit. It's got like a bit of a ninja feel to it, something a little bit cooler, a little bit darker. So yeah, and then obviously coming across to the fucking awesome, as everybody knows, the Tobey Maguire head sculpt. They did flick the hair back, which I'm glad about because you could use it for either version of Spider-Man. Little bit of a concentrated head sculpt, which is okay by me. It's not too light-hearted and it's not too mean and emo style like he gets in part 3. You can see the moles in his skin texture. Let me just see if I can get you in a bit close like that. Sorry, my hand's just in the wrong place. You see the mole above his eyebrow and through his skin. Fucking awesome head sculpt, one at best I would say. Yeah. So, taking everything into account, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5, which is probably no surprise. Like I said, if you were to put the head on the Spider-Man, it would look awesome. I'm not going to do that for a reason I explain when I get to articulation. But yeah, I'm happy with the setup. Obviously, you have to put a lot of things together on that, but I will cover that when I do a Peter Parker review. But for the sake of what you got in this set, I'm going to give the likeness a definite, easy 5 out of 5. Right, rolling on to the outfit. I will just say, I waited for quite a while for this figure because I bought it before it came into stock, so I have watched a lot of reviews on this already. I waited even fucking longer when it got into customs because this bitch took about 11 days to come out. So yeah, I've been doing my own work on it and watching other people's reviews. Now, I will say, I don't like to talk about other people's reviews or disrespect them because that's never the case. I do like how everybody does it. But what I've noticed is a lot of people have pretty much said that this is just, the black one is just a repaint of the suit on the first one. Now, I disagree with that. And I think it does a little bit of a disservice to Hot Toys with that because I think they have put more work in than to just say that they've resprayed it. I mean, I know they do that a lot and I'm not defending Hot Toys, but I think they've actually changed this suit for the better. It's better feeling, and I'll explain why I think that is. Right, so obviously, you've got the nicer shaped head, or the same shaped head, but the better fitting mask, should be said. So if I show you that, I can say you do get this split from the head to the neck. You can see his head always looks like it would be drawn in the comic. It never gets misshaped. Now this one, I've got mine posed pretty nice, but in certain positions you will get like trapped material sort of under his neck. Or if you push his head or push his brow back, for some reason the suit goes loose on top of his head and you will get a noticeable seam. Now like I said, mine's at minute showing as best I can pose it kind of thing. Like I couldn't make it look better than I have there sort of thing. Now I could make it look terrible, but I don't want to do that because I'd never pose it like that. So anyway, if we show you the red suit, doesn't seem to be focusing that well today, this camera. Right, on this red suit, the honeycomb, which is under the main webbing, is pretty much just a mixture of a light and dark red. Can you see it in there? I think you can. Now there's no feel to that. It's just sort of painted on the material sort of thing, or the design of the cloth sort of thing. The seams are more noticeable on the red and blue one, I think. And if you look at the shape of the spider, that's also changed. Now, if I move across to the black one, if you look at the honeycomb section, and I'm getting really, really close here, you can see it again. Now, it's got a rubber in hand. It feels like it's been rubberized, which makes the material feel better, and it's got like a grip to it sort of thing. You can feel it when you're in hand. You don't just feel the rubber main webbing, you can feel the honeycomb as well, and that's why it's capturing the light like it does. Now the red, if I show you on the leg, you can see there, You can see the pattern on that one, but like I say, it's flat, where this one has got a texture to it. It's only subtle, but I really like it. Like I say, it's got a really rubber, tacky feel to that, like a subtle tar or a gripping rubber, I don't know best to describe it. Again, look at the spider. The spider's forearms are sort of spread, curled round, quite menacing looking. The difference to the red and blue version, where the front, the forearms are sort of together and just facing straight up. Not massive differences, obviously, but I just prefer the red and black. And like I say, it's obvious because this one came around second, so they took all the problems with the first one, like the rooking up of the material there is more notable than on the black one. It does do it, obviously, because there's articulation, but you can sort of pull it up and it sorts itself out, kind of thing. So yeah, so I can't remember what I give the outfit on the red and blue one, if I'm honest. But because it is the closest you're going to get to an articulated Spider-Man in the toy world, same as the red and blue one is, I'm going to give the outfit a 5 out of 5. Other people might be able to explain this better than me, but like I say, I've watched a lot of reviews and they pretty much said it's the same body, it's the same outfit, just resprayed. I don't think it's the case, and like I say, I think it takes away from the work that Hot Toys put in to just say that. So yeah, on outfit, I've given it a 5 out of 5. Right, rolling on to articulation. As you can see, I've tried to get him posed to show the articulation through his body. Got him sort of in a kneeling pose on top of the platform that came with the first version of Spider-Man. I've got to say, there's nothing really it won't do. Obviously, you've got to take into account that the webbing could be fragile, so don't be fucking pulling it all over the place. But it's posed. It always looks well in a pose. Obviously, the suit moves around the body. Double jointed knees and elbows, get really nice tight curls. The trousers seem to fit a little bit better, or the pants section, whatever you want to call it, than on the red and blue one, because I always found the red and blue one sort of hindered me doing the splits kind of thing, where this one, his legs do seem to spread a little bit wider. I don't know if that's the case with all of them, or I just find that's the case with this, and I'm more happy to move this one about. But yeah, the neck's got better articulation because it can be separated. And again, the wrists, I do normally keep these hands on, and you probably noticed that every pose I've done I use these hands, and I think these are very Spider-Man-esque hands. Obviously I would use the web casting hands because they are iconic as well, but I don't intend to put the webs on this version, so to speak, so I might not even swap the hands out through this review, but I will show the other hands it came with. Again, articulation through the ankle, but it still maintains its shape. Sometimes the suit does ruck up around the ankle, like I said, but you've got to sort of expect that. If I'd spent more time posing this, I could actually get them pleats out, but for the sake of throwing it in and out of poses, I'm going to leave it how it is. Downside with the articulation, the neck. When you pull the head off, 9 times out of 10, you bring the neck with it, which then comes out of the suit, which is an absolute bastard to try and stretch the neck back open to put the neck peg back in. So it doesn't really bother me because I never intended to put the Peter Parker head on this version anyway, or onto this body, should I say. But I did it the first time, and like I said, it pulled the neck peg out. Now, it should either the peg should be tighter at the bottom than it is at the top, so obviously the top section will pop out easier, but that's not the case. It's tighter at the top than it is at the bottom, so it pulls it out at the shoulder. So that is a bit of a pisser, but like I say, I'm never going to put the head on this version, so it don't really bother me, but that is one thing to look out for, and a lot of people are talking about it on the Sideshow Freaks I did see. So the articulation, it kind of does what you want it to do for a Spider-Man figure. You could get it proper mental, but then you just restricted to, I would have had to take the blade off of his stand to sort of articulate him a little bit better, because sort of the fisted hand gets in the way of posing it on the Sandman base. But I'm going to put it on that for the next pose. Like I said, the articulation is definitely good enough, so I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5.